Welcome to OS 202 Workshop 3. This is the video talk through for the first few steps. I'm not sure how far I'll get, but part 1, we'll call it part 1. So I'll assume at this point that you have already downloaded and unpacked the Workshop 3 directory on the DLE, and that you've got a MATLAB window open in front of you, and also you've got the instructions for Workshop 3 in front of you as well. So the first instruction, after we've done all that, is to generate a script file to generate an artificial time series with 3 title components. And we're given the periods and we're given the amplitudes. And we're also told about the sampling time and the sampling rate. And then we need to just plot it and just check that it makes sense. Okay, so the first thing to do then is to open up a script file. So we'll type in edit, create time series.m. Yes, we want to create that. Okay, so it pops up over here. And I like to put the title at the top and a comment about what the script does, so that we can access that information from the command line using the help function. Okay, so create time series. So this is generate an artificial title time series with M2, S2 and K2 components. Okay. So let's first of all create our time axis, given the information in step 2. So put a comment here, create time series. And we'll set our sampling interval, dt, delta t if you like, as 1. So we want 10 samples per hour, so we want the interval to be 1 over 10. Okay, we put a comment there in hours. We want our sampling time, Tmax, to be 60 days. So in hours, that's 24 times 60. Put a comment in as well. Length time series is 60 days. And then we generate our time axis, which is going from dt, so I want this to be an even number, dt in intervals of dt up until tmax. Okay, now we're given the tidal amplitudes and the tidal periods, so let's define those. So we assign period and amplitude for the 3 components that we've got, M2, S2 and K1. So let's call them TM2, which is 12.41, TS2, which is 12.0, and TK1, which is equal to 23.934. And the amplitudes corresponding to each of those components are, so AM2 is equal to 1, AS2 is equal to 0.5, 1 is equal to 0.3. So we've generated our time axis, we have assigned our periods and amplitudes, and now we can actually create the time series. So create time series now. Which is basically a sum of sine waves. So because I want to generate another one later, we're going to call this one y0. We'll call it y0. y0 is equal to then am2 dot times the sine of 2 times pi times t divided by t m2. Okay, so that's the first sine wave with a period of the m2 tide and an amplitude of the m2 tide. And then we need to do the same thing for s2. So let's just copy and paste that. Okay, so this one's going to be s2, as2, and then the final one is k1. Making sure that you change both the periods and the amplitudes. Okay, so that's it. That is our time series. Hopefully that will work. So we just save that. Oh, I need to make sure I save it to the right location. Okay, so if actually we're in the right location possibly. No, we're not. I need to be wherever my workshop 3 files are. Okay, so I'm going to now save that. Save it to that location, workshop 3, which happens to be on my desktop. Okay, and we should now just be able to run that. Okay, so it's generated all the variables in the workspace. You can see the amplitudes and the periods for each of the tidal components as well as the time axis, and you can see that our time series y0 has the same length, so 14,400 columns for both the time series, the time axis and the time series y0. So we could just plot that just to check that it makes sense. Okay, so this is just plot. Oh, sorry, it's y0. Okay, good, that looks right. That's what we expect. So you'll notice this is kind of like an artificial spring neap time series, which is generated using periods of half day and a full day. Okay, so basically what you're getting is these artificial tide has got an artificial spring neap cycle because of periods of constructive and destructive interference of the waves of different periods. Okay, so good. And that is up to the end of step 2.